Hello everybody, I appreciate you stopping by. A huge thank you to my returning subscribers, and if you have never subscribed, I hope that you'll subscribe and join this amazing budgeting community. Today I'm going to be going over my February sinking funds count up, roundup. Let's see what kind of progress has been made so far in February. I am filming this a little bit before the end of February, but I don't think there will be any real changes to any of my categories. So yeah, I hope everybody is doing well. I don't think this video will be too long. Just one of my health kind of things that's been kind of a new, I guess you could call it, symptom is just kind of getting worse. It's the end of the day after work. I've been on computers all day, which you're probably like, well, why are you going to be on a computer even more? But I use a spreadsheet to track everything. So it does the calculations for me. So I know how much categories have gone up and down. So yeah, we'll see how long this turns out to be. But we'll get started. I'm going to start out with some online accounts, so they'll never be in any of my binders because they're an online account. So I'm going to start out with my vehicle, which is anything obviously vehicle related, vehicle maintenance. I'm saving up for winter tires that will have to be purchased this fall. So at the end of January, I had $1,046.26 in there. And at the end of February, I have $1,117.22. I do put $35 a paycheck towards this account. That will increase once my debt is paid off. And then I do earn just a small amount of interest. So that is great there. Household, which initially I kind of earmarked for household things, like bigger things, not like appliances or anything, but like bedding I've used it for. But I've now kind of determined that I'm going to use it for household things like toilet paper, which I did have to buy this month. So things like that, cleaning supplies, dishwashing detergent, that sort of thing. So at the end of January, I had $4.60 in there, and I now have $19.60. I do put $25 a paycheck towards this account, but again, I did have to use some of it this month. So hopefully next month it will be even more in there. Next up is Christmas. Yes, I am saving for Christmas. I am not using any trackers or any savings challenges. I started saving for Christmas a few years ago back. We start in January, and I just put an amount directly from an automatic withdrawal from my checking into a separate savings account for Christmas, and it's $20 every paycheck. I don't have to buy for too many people, and I don't go crazy at Christmas. I buy for my siblings, my brother-in-law, and my parents, and usually a couple of friends, as well as friends' kids. This past Christmas, I got her boys some books because I know that they love to be read to, and the oldest one can read a little bit, and she was so thankful that I gave her books and didn't give her any toys that made noise because she got so many of those. So that will probably be the plan again this year, and I did buy them secondhand. At the end of February in the Christmas account, I had $40, and at the end of February I have $80.02, so I did earn a slight amount of interest in there, which is great. I'm going to start out with my one binder. That's sort of my what you would call maybe like revolving binders, the binder I go into quite often, that I stuff every paycheck into most categories. So hair, I'm filming this before I have my hair appointment, but I've already taken the money out so that I have the money for the appointment. And at the end of January, I had $100 in there, and I should have 35. So we have 20, 25, 30, 35. So it is down. It did get money this month. It actually got $40 this month, but again, I'm taking that money out so I can get my hair done. And I get that done about between 8 and 10 weeks, roughly. Next up is nails. I haven't had my appointment yet either, but I have taken the money out. At the end of January, I had $30 in there, and it did get money this month, but it now has 10, 20, 25, and 30. So technically no change, even though there was money that did go in there, but that's the beauty of sinking funds. Next up is beauty, and at the end of January, I had nothing in here, and I now have 20, 40, 50, and 60. So I did get some love this month, and it will get some love next month. It's just a category I like to spend money in. I know that others have different categories they like to spend money in. It might be clothes, it might be like days out, it might be travel. For me, beauty, I am a beauty junkie, so that's where I tend to spend most of my money. Next up is clothes, which at the end of January had 15, and now it should have 30, but let's double check. We have 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. So that is correct. So we are up $15 in there. I have no plans to buy anything clothes-wise, but I just know I need to kind of always have some money in here. Next up is technology, which at the end of, so this isn't most of this is in an online account, so it does earn a little bit of interest, but at the end of January there was $748.89, and there was a little bit of interest, sorry, in that account. There was there's actually $704.48 online. So I haven't obviously gotten trackers, sorry, not trackers. I don't really update my tracker to include the interest, and I don't include placeholders for it. But then we also should have money in cash. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, and 75. And this might go down a little bit next month. I am needing to replace my earbuds. I do not have Apple earbuds. I buy usually cheaper brand ones, but the ones I bought probably about 4 or 5 years ago, only the one earbud will pair, and that's just can be really kind of annoying, especially when I kind of maybe want to switch to the other side. So yeah, I'm looking at probably getting another pair, probably under the $100 mark. So that might go down a little bit, and if it does, I'll probably just pull it from the online account and then swap placeholders. So but it is up $30.59 from last month. So next up is gifts. So obviously gifts for Mother's Day, Father's Day, birthdays, things like that. At the end of January it had $20, and now it has 10, 20, 25, 30, and 35. So that's great. That's up $15. Money will start to be spent probably for Mother's Day in May. Not right now, but kind of as time nears. Next up is giving, which I do set aside money every paycheck for this, and I do make a donation once it's reached a threshold that I want to donate, basically. So at the end of January, it had 5, and it has 5, 10, and 15 now. So that's up 10, which is great. And last but certainly not least in this binder is emergency fund, which is a priority this year. And most of it is in an online account. So let me go to my spreadsheet, sorry. I had $130 in here last month, and now I have 150, 70, 80, and 190. So we are up $60, which is correct because I am putting $30 a paycheck into this. My first goal is 500, but obviously my actual goal is 1,000 this year, but I would like to get more than 1,000. This is not the only money I have. I do keep my checking account at usually more than $1,000. So next up, we are going to do sort of my annuals long term. There's not much changes in here, but there's a little bit. So first up is insurance. This is my condo insurance. It's very similar to renter's insurance, so it's not super pricey. It's not like home insurance, which obviously you're covering like a huge, square footage of home. This is almost like renter's insurance with like a few caveats in there. So it's been fully funded for a while, and it has had $375 last month, and there's no change. Next up is my my renewals, which is my AAA and my car registration, which has been fully funded for a while. My AAA is due in April, and my vehicle registration is due in September. So it had $200 in there, and these are in an online account, by the way, at the end of January, and it still has $200. So next up is subscriptions. I did get rid of my Amazon Prime. I am not missing it at all. And if I do want to, I will do it for a month, kind of do what I need to do, and then cancel it. So this is for a full year of XM. I did sign a contract last year that it would be $5 a month for 2 years. I'll listen to XM while I am working. It's sort of like background noise, just helps me pay attention when I need to be really into the details. So I've saved up, I did put money towards my credit card. It gets charged every month on my credit card, so I have a big credit on there, and then I will have to put another amount towards my credit card for July, so that will pay for the next year. So it had $60 at the end of January, and it should still, so 20, 40, 50, and 60. So that's great. Next up is health, which is like sort of a health buzzer. It did have some changes in here. So the tracker is changed. So when I got sick at the end of January, sorry, it was kind of like at the end of January into early February, I got sick. I don't know what happened. I was sick for too long. I was sick for about 2 days. I don't know if it was food poisoning or just like a 24-hour bug, but I needed some over-the-counter meds, and then I did need some other sort of like things, bits and bobs, like vitamin-wise, so I did take it from here. So it should have $25. It has 10, 15, 20, and 25. And it did have $100 at the end of January, so I'm hoping to start building this one back up again. So we will see. I did go for dental cleaning. I was reimbursed right away from my benefits, so I didn't need to pull from here or anything like that. And I do have to go to physio. So hopefully that's just basically reimbursed to me right away. So next up is travel, which is not a priority. It is, I mean, given what's happening around the world, it's not really political. It's the Canadian dollar is horrendous, and the places I want to go, which are very few, I know would be extremely expensive, so it would take me years to save up, and I'm just trying to focus on a few other priorities right now, and getting my debt paid off this spring is #1 goal. So this will eventually probably come back. It's just not a priority right now. It has $0 and had $0 last month. So furniture for a new place. This did have $5 at the end of January, and it has 5 and 10 now. So it is up $5. So just kind of a slow one that might get money here and there. Rainy day, I haven't done in a long time. I still haven't cleaned this off, but this was something I was doing when I was doing a randomizer, and it was kind of like an extra buffer. This will probably come back into rotation at some point, but it has had nothing for quite a long time, and it still has nothing. Next up is date night, time for myself. I'm gonna look into the yoga classes in the spring. There's one starting actually at the end of this week into April. I know I would miss the first one due to my hair appointment. My hairdresser, where the salon that she works out of, she only goes in 2 days a week. It's not in the same, it's in a town where my parents live. That's about a half an hour from me. Yeah, I can't change it now, so that's okay. So I just didn't want to sign up because I hate paying for the yoga classes because it's a 6-week session and not attending all of them. Like if I got sick, okay, that happens, but knowing that I can't attend one, I just don't want to pay. So the long and short of it is that I'm going to look in when they start offering them in the spring again. So at the end of January, there were 75, and there's 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, and 75. So no change there. Again, most of these really don't get touched, so they sort of don't really fluctuate right now, which is okay. We still keep track of them. Next up is pets, which is, I don't have any pets, but I want a pet in the future, which is why I'm planning on selling my current place, as there's a no pet rule. I knew that going into it, but once my debt is paid off, I can be a responsible pet owner, because pets are incredibly important, but they can also be costly. So Pets has had $75 since actually August of last year, and it still has $75. So I'm not even going to bother counting it because I already know there's no change. Debt payoff was similar to sort of the rainy day. It was like when I did my randomizer, money would get put in here and I would use it to help pay debt off. I do use challenges for that as well, but it has had 0 for quite a long time. New home, obviously I haven't cleaned this off. I haven't cleaned any of these off, but new home will be, this will be coming in once my debt is paid off. It has had nothing for a little while and it still has nothing, but that's okay. And appliances was appliances for my, hopefully a new place. This has had $0 for a little while and had $0 last month as well, which is okay. My next binder is my month ahead binder, which I'm trying to save a month worth of bills. So I'm going to need my calculator, but at the end of January, I had $560 in there. So we have fully funded cell phone, which is $60. And this isn't an online account, by the way. $60 for gas, $80 for car insurance, groceries at $100, property tax, which I might have to up based on my property taxes this year, but I'll worry about that at the end of June, early July. Internet, which is cable and internet, and we have some towards my condo fees, which are paid monthly, and we have 20, 40, and 60. So we have $640 in this, which is great. It's up $80. This is a priority. It gets $40 every paycheck. The goal is to have everyone funded by the end of the year, but if I could get them started on a second round, that would be really cool. I would really like that, but kind of wait and see what happens when my debt is paid off. I do have 2 binders that I do keep track of, or used to. I don't use them currently, but the first one is from Gail at Save With Me 24/7. If you're interested, everything is always linked down below. This is Save All You Want. I haven't been using it, but I did at one time track it, so I'm just going to keep it on there. And this is the $500 challenge from Iris. At Iris Budgets. It's super beautiful. I do want to use this again in the future, and I'll probably use it for like a mortgage payment. It'll be like a slow builder. So yeah, those I do keep track of, even though they have nothing in there, because the goal is that we want to start using them in the future. So that is everything. I do not keep track of my savings challenges, as those go to feed sinking funds as well as extra debt payments. So at the end of January, we had $3,589.75. And at the end of February, we are at $3,851.32. So we are up just over $261, just shy of $262 across my sinking funds, which is great. I do not keep track of my property tax, which I save for online. I don't keep track of my checking account. I don't keep track of I do have an American account. There's very, very little in it. My thought process was like kind of when the dollar was close to par, you know, throwing some money in there. Obviously, that is probably not going to happen anytime soon, but I don't keep track of that. But yeah, we are up almost $262 across categories, which is great. I'm glad to see certain things growing, like my technology as well as my vehicle, because those winter tires are not going to be cheap. But yeah, I highly recommend that you try doing this. You might feel like in the beginning you're not making much progress, but you will start to see growth. And even if it goes down, if that's going towards something that you absolutely need to buy, or it's going towards a goal of yours, that is a-okay. So yeah, I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day. I'd love for you to hit the like, and if you're not subscribed, I hope that you will subscribe. I want to thank, as of today, I have 203 subscribers, and that's just mind-blowing. I am wanting to get to 300 by the end of the year, so if you could share, and hopefully we can get up to 300 by the end of the year, I'd greatly appreciate it. I will catch you on the next video. Bye, everybody.